Once you put wisdom with will on top of talent, you get what you call sweetness.
Square those shoulders and boom!
You people in Chicago are spoiled. This guy you have down there is a phenomenon.
Haven't found anything he can't do.
He knew he was going to make that one play, that one big, gigantic leap. He just waited for it.
Payton ricochets off Ronnie Lott.
No one performed with more class. He became the model.
Walter Payton shows why he should be the most expensive back in all of professional football. Phenomenal.
Chicago Bears, first-round selection. Walter Payton, running back, Jackson State.
I'd gotten a call, and it was Jim Finks. He asked me how would I like to play for the Bears. I said, it doesn't matter who I play for. I'm going to play as hard as I can.
The scouts knew about Walter, but the public didn't know about it. You know, everyone said, who's Walter Payton? Well, he wanted to show people who Walter Payton was.
Payton left the college ranks as the leading scorer in NCAA history, a gifted runner whose competitive nature is never damped. That as a rookie for Chicago in 1975 showed he was eager to take on the record books of the NFL. Payton led his team in rushing and scoring in 75 and showed his great running ability on kickoff returns when he captured the NFL return crowd. Now you've seen the type of men chosen to be Bears to build up.
If you couldn't make it with the team that you were drafted with, and then you had to go somewhere else, that was, to me, was a sign of failure.
He may get the corner turned, and he's in for the touchdown.
We were looking at this young man. His name is Payton. You cannot arm tackle him. I don't think he's quite 5'11". I think he's about 5'10". He bench presses 390. He is strong, fast, and you've got to use the shoulder in a lot of them.
They won't have a hard time selling tickets here with this young man. As long as he wears the Bear colors, this guy is something else.
Payton's running ability cannot be taught. Developed it as a child in a simple game called tag.
I was always the last one to get caught. And if you got caught, you was it. And you had to catch everybody else. And I knew how hard it was, so I'd never want to get caught. So I would just be running and fading and sliding under and jumping over and just trying to get away.
Everyone was talking about this hot, new, sensational running back that they had, and sure enough, he was pretty special.
Perry in motion to the right side, toss, Payton sweeping away, turns to the outside, makes the cut to the end zone for the touchdown!
One time I pulled around the corner and Walter was behind me, and he said, don't hit the first guy, hit the second guy. I hit the second guy and sprung him for a long run. So back in the film session, we got a chance to take a look at it. The line coach said, how come you didn't hit the first guy? Walter whispered to me, don't hit him, I got him.
Everybody looks at this physical quality or that physical quality and forget about the heart.
Decides to keep it back against the grain.
And the heart's what makes the great ones. Walter Payton, he's too short my butt. I mean, he got the heart.
They were dogging me out. Everybody would say, oh, he's going to be a bust. He can't even do this. He can't do that. It's devastating. Don't be holding your head down. We're not just going to knock on the door. We're going to kick the damn door down.
Because he's going to produce. Second down, 7, a delay to Payton. 30, 35, look out. He may go to the 40, to the 30. Walter Payton down to the 20. Walt Williams is trying to get him, and he's just inside the 5-yard line.
Payton was relentless, and he ran with a fury. It was like he was mad all the time, and he wanted to punish people, and he wanted to just get at them and attack them.
Payton again, and Walter Payton is in for the touchdown.
Now the big rush comes, and Avellini throws and gets a man. It's Walter Payton. And Payton is inside the 10. It's going to be touchdown Chicago. 35-10 New Orleans. Pitch back goes to Walter Payton. Look at that run. Payton's going to take it in for a touchdown. Pitch back to Payton. And Walter Payton, look at this kid play football. Isn't he something? He's going to go the distance possibly.
First time I saw him on television, and I didn't know who he was. And I said, oh my goodness, what kind of animal is this? What kind of guy is this? All those moves and the strength and the tenacity. That was it. I didn't have to see any more. I knew this was a great run.
Second down, 5, Payton, and Payton's got the first down. Look at him run across the 40 to the 35, and Payton's all the way inside the 30-yard line.
I'm telling you, people just didn't want to tackle him. He punished him.
He wouldn't take a way out by running through the sidelines. He'd come, if it were you and him, he would come straight at you.
From the 36, a gain of a half-yard. Up the middle, here comes Payton. To the 45, he may go. He's to the 35, the 30. Walter Payton is cut off just outside the 5-yard line. First and goal. Avellini, here comes Payton.
And Payton is in for the touchdown.
Unbelievable. It was simply extra effort by Walter Payton. That's why he's the best in the NFL there is.
Avellini to Walter Payton. Look at Payton inside the 5. He's going to fight his way down close to that goal line.
I fell in love with one clip. It was a run that he had against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Payton. Oh, Payton still on his feet. Is Walter Payton.
Another piece of art.
And ever since then, that's my guy.
Yeah, I kind of liken him to James Brown, the hardest working man in showbiz. Boy, Walter Payton was one of the hardest working football players to play out there.
I do think he's the most complete back that I've ever seen. Taught himself how to be a really good receiver. He wasn't when he came into the league, but he got better at it.
By playing here, I developed all my skills.
Payton open, and Payton's got it.
Whereas if I went to Pittsburgh, because they had Stallworth and these other guys, Lynn Swan, they wouldn't have needed me to catch passes.
Here's Walter Payton. Payton on his feet. Payton stiff arms, and Payton to the 17-yard line.
Watch this stiff arm.
If a guy is coming to tackle you, if you get his head back, his arms are back, so he might not get a chance to grab you.
Walter believes he gained over 1,000 extra yards over the course of his career by choosing not to step out of bounds.
He had a defensive mindset in terms of being a running back and trying to deliver a blow.
The day that he broke the single-game rushing record, before the game, he was laying on the floor in the locker room, covered up with towels, shivering and shaking. He had the flu.
Touchdown, Chicago. Walter Payton pick it up. Payton. Walter Payton. Walter Payton.
It was a good story because I used it with all my players all the time when they weren't feeling good. I just tell them that Walter set the single-game rushing record with 104 temperature. And so you need to go get dressed.
Well, there's the rushing record. Walter Payton becomes the all-time single-game rushing leader. 275 yards for Walter Payton.
He was a great warrior. If a guy runs out of bounds because a cornerback is coming up to hit him, that's not my kind of guy. Walter was definitely one of them because he was a powerful man. There's never been a greater heart.
Avellini to Payton. 20, 15, 10, 5, and he's just short of the goal line. What an effort. 82 yards now for the afternoon. Here's Payton, touchdown.
He's only in his 3rd year, and he's only about 1,500 yards away from the all-time Chicago Bear.
Walter Payton going to try to get the 7, and he's got it. Walter Payton with 16 touchdowns this year.
And I've always felt that having a heart and determination was a necessary ingredient. And I always said no one had a bigger heart than Walter.
I was probably a runner that, it's like one of those cowboy movies where a guy is coming at him and then he gets shot once, he goes down, he gets shots again, and he gets again and again, and he's still walking. Then all of a sudden, big explosion, go boom, arm over here, arm over their leg over there, and they still trying to get together. That's the type of runner I was.
10-yard line to 5-yard line, and inside the 5, a touchdown.
What a
touchdown, touchdown. Our situation to the left here for the Bears. Pitch out right. To Payton. That's inside, and rise for the touchdown.
Again, it's Payton. This time, running some running room up the middle, and Walter has him a first down.
Everybody out. There's Walter Payton, complete and still moving. What a move. Walter Payton in the open field. 1st and 15. Swing pass, Payton. Away from one man. Look at, and again, a tactical Payton play. Walter Payton out at the 14-yard line. Here it is again. Give him some running room. Let me have the ball outside.
Probably the best running back combination ever in the league would be Walter Payton and any other back.
He was the best overall football player I've ever seen.
Good block by Greg Latta. And Payton turns it on down the sideline. First down pass play by Avellini.
Wide open.
Complete. Coming out of the backfield. And final Payton, 29-yard line. Well on the big plays. The times they needed them. Here's Payton. Payton running hard. Oh, that was a determined run.
There will be no other durable back to do the kind of things he's done in his incredible life.
First down, and they're at the 2. Walter Payton, touchdown.
His vertical jump had to be about 60.
When you saw him on the goal line go over the top, it was just insane.
And this close, you don't even need a hole. All you need is a little spot to fly up and over, which Walter Payton does.
Why he was good at what he did was all his physical conditioning was, his mental conditioning, everything he put into the game.
I often wondered about his stamina, how he could just keep going on and on and on like that. And then he once told me about his workout routine, his training routine, running those hills down in Mississippi on those deltas and burning out guys who'd come out to run with him, and, you know, track guys, burning them all out and torturing himself.
But it's nothing like when you get to the top of that hill. Everybody can stay down there, and you can look down and say, man, I just made it all the way up here.
But I think it's more than that. It's that struggle, that challenge.
When I built my house in San Diego, I built a hill in the backyard. And the whole point in it was to kind of put yourself through things that you've never been through before. And I always told myself when I got tired and I wanted to quit, this is the time where you have to step up. What would Walter do?
Walter Payton to the 20-yard line.
Walter wouldn't quit.
25 to 30. Phipps has time. Payton has it, gives ground. He has a first down. Walter Payton is loose. He's at the 45 and the 40.
This is like my hero growing up. See, that ain't skill, that's heart. He gave me something that I once realized that I didn't have, and that's what I wasn't the biggest, I wasn't the fastest, I wasn't the strongest, but then I bumped into something called work ethic.
Still the quarterback to pitch back to Payton. Walter's got some room. Played 2 games in the regular season this year. He's gained over 100 in both, and he's gained over 100 in this one now. Is he something else?
He's a guy that you didn't want to play against week after week after week because you knew he was going to get you.
Every time he had the ball, it was an explosion on his part.
Payton breaks the tackle. Payton all the way down inside the 35-yard line of Minnesota. Rolling is Avellini. Trying to find an open man. Touchdown. 3rd down. Little Statue of Liberty Payton, and he is just, look at this guy get out of that. I mean, there was nothing but purple shirts all around him, 5 yards deeper, and he wound up gaining a couple of yards. Payton again. Good hole off tackle. First down Bears. Walter Payton's going to throw. Deep. Is Bashnagel open? He has it. Bashnagel, touchdown. Payton to Bashnagel, and there are no flags down.
And they finally did it after all these years with Walter Payton, who can throw the ball very well.
The pitch back to Payton. Payton to the 5 and to the goal line for the touchdown. Walter Payton with his 50th touchdown rushing, and that breaks a Bear record. Here goes Payton, who scored the first touchdown, and now he has another. Touchdown and point after would give them the lead. Walter Payton, his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon.
Even though he only weighed 205, 210 pounds,
Payton, touchdown.
he ran as though he weighed 350 pounds.
Payton, touchdown.
My style is one that I got from my college coach at Jackson State, Coach Hill. And he always taught, never die easy. He said, die hard.
Phipps releasing it to Payton to the 25, 20, 15, knocked out of bounds, and the Bears are on a roll. Walter Payton hurdling and has broken the plane.
But the way that he was, his attitude, his ability, I have all the admiration in the world for him.
He wanted to contribute in every way he could. Heck, he wanted to kick. We wouldn't let him kick. He thought he was a great kicker.
The Bears are no longer a one-man team, they're one Superman team.
At the ball, Walter Payton has some room. Walter Payton, Clarence Chapman, the only chance to stop him. Walter Payton has a hole. Walter Payton, way in pursuit, drags him into the end zone, touchdown. Bears Soldier Field, of course, artificial. Payton, what a move. Payton still going.
The strongest runner of all time, and he takes you on at the moment of truth. Oh, man, what a running back.
And they go to Payton on a trap, and he's out in front. And there goes Little Walter all the way.
But Evans is going to go upstairs. Has time.
A deep release to Payton. Walter Payton is gone.
As solid physically as anybody I've ever seen. He's just a rock.
What a run, Lindsey.
He's got great ability, great moves, great strength, all that kind of stuff, but his determination, his ability to carry the ball, that many times a game,
even when he's hurt, is his greatest asset.
Tries to reach him up high, gets the straight arm, and then Payton gives him a ride. Says, you want to come with me? Come right on.
Walter Payton again, and breaks into the Lions secondary. Another first down, still going, still fighting inside the 30 to the 28.
And the motor is running, and I can't describe this, and I would hate to try to tackle it. A handoff to Walter Payton. Sorry's out in front with Jackson. Payton still on his feet, scores a touchdown standing up.
And Vince Evans will go up top. Got a man. Walter Payton has the football still on his feet.
Well, the fans have something to cheer about, and they certainly do.
He never gave an inch, always gave everything he had, and you knew that. If you were a fan, announcer, a player, was everything that you'd ever want in a football player.
And look at the straight arm he gave Bob Greger.
His forearm was like Popeye's forearm. And if you watch the film, he would use that thing like a club.
All the times we played him, I went into the game with one goal. Do not get straight-armed by Walter Payton.
First down. Walter Payton on the sweep. Gets outside.
What a move. Do you think he's going to be embarrassed when they watch the game films?
It's kind of a little signature he had when he'd break out of a pack and get some open ground. He'd make a little jump, actually, and a kind of a stride in midair. And to me, it reminded me of a little show pony galloping around the ring.
They didn't know what you were going to do. They didn't know if you were going to go straight. They didn't know if you were going to come at them. They didn't know if you were going to stop. If you run down the sideline, this guy here, who's the defensive guy, he's already calculated in his mind where he's going to hit you at. So you do that, so he has to think, and then it gives you that edge, and he's right by him.
Out to the 40, cracks him out of bounds.
He thought he was going to the right, cut back against the grain, and you give Walter Payton just a little edge, and he can make something happen.
Payton jukes to the left side, and Walter Payton could be gone. Cuts back inside, Payton still on his feet.
I mean, everywhere he went, there was 2 or 3 guys there with him.
I was quick, but not fast. That's why I developed that stutter step. You know, I could break away for 30 yards or 40 yards, but if I had to go 60, 70 yards, I'd probably get caught.
He's Superman, you know.
Hands to Payton on the sweep side. He's got a convoy of blockers, but Payton breaks free.
Paul Zimmerman said it best. He said, when you were around Walter, you felt electricity, like sparks were flying off of him.
Out of the shotgun, McMahon up the middle of Payton. He's wide open. Payton first down to the 38-yard line of New Orleans. Bashnagel in motion. Walter Payton has a big hole, and he turns it on out to midfield.
Dumps it back to Payton. That's a lateral. He can throw it. He does. He throws it downfield. Bashnagel open. Touchdown.
Long call by McMahon. Gives to Payton. He bangs away, breaks a tackle, cuts to the inside, now breaks it to the near side, bounces off a little bit at the 18 to the 15 and down to the 13-yard line. And he goes over the 10,000-yard mark for a career. Only the 4th player in NFL history to do it.
He was just a great person to play with. I'm just glad I was able to play with a guy like that.
He said, you people in Chicago are spoiled. He said, this guy you have down there is a phenomenon.
Well, this is becoming Payton's place. I'll tell you, there he goes around the right side. A good block. Another first down, and Payton is unbelievable here.
I loved playing against him. I loved watching him. There should be more Walter Paytons.
Walter Payton trying the right side. He's got some running room, dancing his way down close to the 20. Payton, he's got it and then some. Payton down the sideline. Out of the shotgun, McMahon. On 3rd down, he finds Walter Payton. Payton has the first down, runs into his own man, who was pushed back by Johnson. And listen to the crowd respond to sweetness.
Gets the first down, bounce back, keeps the legs going, and it takes 5 Falcons to bring him down.
He fought for every inch. Spun around, accelerated.
I'm telling you that he was the best overall because he ran, he blocked, he tackled, he passed, he kicked, you know, he did everything you asked him to do, and he'd do it.
And I love the passing plays that I got a chance to throw.
I remember Gary Fensick saying once that in all the years he was with the Bears never had a quarterback who threw the ball more in practice than Walter did.
Walter's going to throw. Man wide open.
He knew he was going to make that one play, one big, gigantic leap. He just waited for it during the game.
They give it to Payton. He's got blockers in front, trying to pick his way through. Touchdown. Payton looked to throw. Well, I thought he did. He was just looking for daylight. Look at him find it out of the eye. McMahon fell down, and Payton gets in. Up and over. He has now over 500 career points for the Chicago Bears. 2nd and a yard. Payton has it. And then some. Walter Payton, and he could not stay in bounds. McMahon can't find an open man. The Rams pick that up well. Now to Payton. Payton down the sidelines, out of bounds with a first down.
He sees McMahon start to roll out, takes off down the field, and he is such a good pass receiver. Never drops a pass, goes down the sideline, little high step, and it's another first down.
They give it to Payton, who's going to throw. Back to McMahon. McMahon is open.
Plenty of activity. He has to throw all the way back, way off balance, and just let him perfectly, and there it is. McMahon cradled it in, and no spike.
Payton out the right side, he's got running room. Payton cut by Johnny Johnson, but he has another Bears first down at the 32-yard line.
So now he is well over 11,000 yards for his career.
The applause is for the sign indicating that statistic. And look at this, the referee, Chuck Kerberling, and the crowd.
Sweetness? Sweetness was smooth, man. He was smooth as butter. I think he put the E in entertainment. I mean, he was a showman. He was all that you always wanted to be in a running back.
I had the benefit of playing with him and against him. Real competitor, good person, and tough.
McMahon to Payton. He'll have more than 5. Payton into the end zone. Touchdown. McKinnon starting in motion. This is Payton on first down. Payton's over 100 yards. Gibbs to Payton. Payton gets around the corner. Stiff arms one man, gets a Bear first down.
He wanted to be the best player in NFL history. And breaking Jim Brown's record, that was a standard. That record, beating Jim Brown's record, meant everything to him.
Every once in a while, my son asks me, what game am I going to break it in? But
what do you tell him?
I told him, wait till the press conference on Wednesday.
This has got to be one of the greatest days, not only for him, but for the fans who've sat out through 10 years or whatever of it.
This is my first football game ever in life that I've seen outside of television, and it's the history of it that really brought me down here.
I've got my camera, I got everything ready. When he breaks this record, I'm going to be right here, and I'm going to say, yeah, Walter, I knew you could do it.
Here's Payton again. Payton has some daylight and is forced out of bounds at the 26-yard line.
He almost got those 66 yards on one play there.
Payton again. This time he's in. Touchdown. Bears have regained the lead, which is really all Walter Payton cares about. He knows that that record is going to come today. Payton. He's got it.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Walter Payton has just set a new National Football League career rushing record.
The motivating drive for me has been for the athletes that have tried, but yet and still have failed to reach that certain achievement. You know, this simplifies what the game is made of, and what I did out there today is a reflection of those guys, because they made the sacrifices as well, and it's a tribute to me to bestow this honor upon them.
And there's a great moment after the game. Ronald Reagan, who was the president at the time, was flying. They called him from Air Force One.
Hey, this is Air Force One. Stand by for the president, please. Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Very best wishes. Congratulations again.
Well, thank you, and give my best to Nancy.
Called him up and congratulated him. We had a wonderful conversation. Walter Payton was the epitome of greatness. I have all the admiration in the world for him.
Whatever you want to call it, spread formation.
The crowd has responded to this. And Walter Payton runs it on first down and has a first down. First and goal. They pitch to Payton off the wing. He's going to throw the ball. Touchdown, Matt Suey. Walter Payton, and he shakes off the tackle. Payton inside the 5. Touchdown. He nearly had him, but they didn't get him.
I think it was John Anderson and Tim Lewis were both there, and they had him. And look at him break out of that tackle. That was Carricker that was in on it too, and Payton with a super individual effort and the straight arm to get himself into the end zone. What a play, what a football player. When we went to Washington, nobody gave us a chance of winning that game because we were playing on the road. The Bears haven't won a playoff game since '63, and we went in there and beat their butts.
He clears it out to the 49-yard line. Bears from their 45. Looked like Payton wanted to pitch it back to Fuller. And Payton,
watch the play now. The quarterback's going to get the snap, man in motion going, people moving. He gets the ball back there. See, he gets up in there. It looked like he wanted to flip it back, but he really didn't. Now you can see Dexter Manley, he's no foot race match for that guy. Big lineman against Payton.
2nd and 4 from the 20. They fake the reverse. Payton to throw, wide open. Dunsmore in the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago.
And Walter Payton has 9 completions in his career as a passer, and 8 of them have scored touchdowns.
Determination and his strength and agility and speed, the acceleration was all there. And Walter had it all.
He's playing as hard or harder in the 4th quarter as he does the start of the game.
Here's Payton. Payton ricochets off Ronnie Lott.
Ronnie Lott gets off Van Horn's block right there, you see him, and he puts a tattoo on Payton, and Payton just kind of runs right through the tattoo.
There have been many great backs come through the league, but there's only one that stands right now above the rest, and that's sure because of his records and what he's been able to accomplish in this league. That has to be Walter Payton.
The greatest feeling that I ever had in football and the worst feeling I ever had in football was a week apart. And after the loss against San Francisco, I thought, it took almost 10 years to get here. It won't, 9 years, it'll be another 9 years before we get back here, and I won't be around. So, those are things that go through your head.
He was the leader. We had other leaders, but he was the leader. He was the guy that kept everybody loose.
A team that was a little crazy around the edges could have easily kind of lost its focus and lost its way. And I think Payton, with the way he played, the respect he commanded in that room, and his quest to win a world championship kept the whole thing together.
Payton skips inside blockers, has Moorhead in front of him. Payton to the sideline. 8 yards to go. Out of the shotgun, pass to Payton, and makes a good one-hander. Payton has 1st down yardage and is hit. Payton's got lots of room.
He wasn't about making headlines, but then the whole league was changing.
To Payton. Payton wants to throw it again. Nobody open. Now Payton back to McMahon. Touchdown!
There was a whole kind of freedom and sense that we're more about the individual.
Open, touchdown!
Walter, as great as he was, as huge a part of that team, the biggest part of that team, he sort of became just one of the guys.
Is in for the touchdown.
And it's Walter Payton gets a hole, and Payton may go all the way. Touchdown! And the Chicago Bears, who were beaten 23-0 in the championship game last year here at Candlestick Park, have broken this game open as Walter Payton has run 17 yards for his 2nd touchdown of the ball game.
For the Packers to get on the scoreboard on 1st down. Walter Payton outside.
This is classic Walter Payton. He makes contact with the defensive players more than any great back has ever played this game, but he is so strong. He just pushes off, will push off another back.
1st and goal to go. Payton, hangs in behind the refrigerator.
And Walter came in and took that standard to a whole nother height. And he did it in a way that was so classy and respectable.
And early movement by Green Bay. They hand it off to Walter Payton, and he's got some running room up the sideline. Walter Payton.
If somebody was going to hit him, he'd rather hit them first.
By a point. Payton bounces off tackles. Touchdown!
A lot of Walter Payton runs, just from watching him. The one run where he's about to go down and look like he's about to jam his neck up, and the guy hits him, and he just comes straight up and spins off that guy, and he's fighting and fighting and fighting.
Payton again, here comes the reverse. Payton takes it, keeps it, throws it. Reitman has the 1st down inside the Dallas 10. Talk about doing everything. He did everything on that play.
Well, on this series, and if anyone doesn't think Walter Payton is the greatest back that ever lived, I think you just watched this series.
Payton breaks another tackle. Payton still on his feet. Breaks all the tackles. Payton inside the 5. Gentry with the man in motion. They give to Payton. I think Payton has plenty of room. Payton hammering down the sideline. Payton to the 20. Walter Payton's place in NFL history occupies a lot of floors. Career yards, career rushes, yards in a game, 100-yard games, 1,000-yard seasons, and now consecutive 100-yard games, 7.
Payton, 1st down. There it is. They have put life and a spark into football in general and Chicago in particular.
Detroit territory for the first time. Man under pressure.
And a trip to New Orleans for Super Bowl 20.
And back he goes again. Screen pass set up very well to Payton as he steps out. Payton to the 30. McMahon on a sprint out, and he can do it. They got Payton, and they got the first down.
Now he can run or he can find someone open. Who does he find open but Walter Payton, who knew exactly where the first down marker was.
When that happened, it was sort of like nobody else existed on the football field except the Bears. And I think that was the ultimate for me. That feeling that we're going to the Super Bowl was the best feeling that I've experienced in football.
Payton, the most successful rusher in the history of the National Football League, the Bears' all-time leading receiver, all-time leading scorer. Sweetness gets his chance today in the Super Bowl.
This is it. Don't hold nothing back. This is it. Let's play our ass off, okay? Everybody ready? Everybody ready?
New England's focus was Walter Payton. They said, we're going to stop Walter Payton. The one play I remember, the first play of the second half, where we were backed up in the end zone, I faked the ball to Walter, and you can see the whole defensive football team go after him. And I think that's really what hurt the New England Patriots in that game. That was their downfall, worrying so much about Walter, they let everybody else have a pretty good day.
I didn't even think about who was scoring. I could have cared less. But if I would have known what it meant to Walter, of course, I would have given it to him 8 times in a row. Wouldn't matter. But my mind wasn't going that way. Should it have been going that way? Probably, but it wasn't. So, you know, you fault me. That's the biggest regret I have.
He thought about it for a while and eventually came out. He said all the right stuff.
Can you describe the feeling for you personally?
Right now, it really hasn't sunk in. I don't feel anything. It's one of those things where when you have it in your mind for so long, what it would be like, and then after the actual event happens, you know, it tends to take away from it.
That cut him deep because he was Walter Payton.
Get his 2 yards and more. 15,000 plus. Payton will get the ovation from the crowd, and they're going to rise for this. Every generation, if you know where to look, gets to see greatness. Maybe 20, 30 years from now, some kid will ask me about Walter Payton, and I'll say, you should have seen him. He was really something special.
Near side handoff to Payton, leaps left side. Touchdown! 100th rushing touchdown in the illustrious career of Walter Payton. Third player ever to gain 100 touchdowns rushing.
McMahon out to Payton, and Payton is going to score.
He was a great example to young people. I mean, if you want to get to the top and not be satisfied at reaching the top and try to stay up there for a long time, I think he's the greatest example you could look at.
That's the beauty of that man. On 2nd and 10, you can run him and get a first down. That was 12 yards.
He's hit at the line of scrimmage for about a 2-yard gain, bounces away and winds up with 12.
A lot of times he got hurt, and people never realized how often he got bumped up and bruised, but he kept on playing.
There were all kinds of weeks when he couldn't practice. He could hardly walk. He didn't want medication. He didn't want to get shots. Come Sunday, he'd play.
Holding out left, being chased by Browner. Stops and heaves the left side of the end zone for Payton over the shoulder. Catch, saved for the touchdown!
Nice catch.
A sensational grab by Walter Payton in the left corner of the end zone. Handoff, Payton bursting off right guard. He's to the end zone for the touchdown. On first down, a huge hole for Payton. Thomas to the left side. Here's the give. Walter throws his way left side. Touchdown! Walter Payton had just broken Jim Brown's record for rushing touchdowns. That was Walter's 107th rushing touchdown.
The fans are giving him a standing ovation, so everyone is quite aware of the record that he just set.
Payton, Tomczak, pumps, and Walter Payton dives for the score.
Payton gets the carry. Touchdown, Walter Payton.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line. Looks one way, and he dumps the pass off to Walter Payton. Payton doing a tremendous job of running. They may have closed the barn door a little late. Payton on the give from Tomczak. Walter Payton looks like he's only in his first or second year, not his last, the way he's running.
In his 95th and final regular season game at Soldier Field, number 34 from Jackson State, Walter Payton.
demonstration of our affection for you, I will be presenting your jersey to your wife, Connie, and to your mother. Thank you, Walter, for everything.
There he goes. Touchdown, Walter Payton. His 109th rushing touchdown, an NFL record. Payton, touchdown! He has saved his best game of the year for this one.
There's never going to be anybody that compared to Walter Payton.
When I'm through playing football, I want to be known as a player that whenever he was out there on the field, every play, he gave everything that he had. And when he left the field, he left everything that he had in him on the field.
Payton to the 15. Payton has a ball. Boom! He cuts right off Suey's block.
What people will remember about Payton, what a generation of players coming up used as inspiration from Payton, was just the honesty of his effort.
Payton to midfield and a Bear first down.
The way he attacked the game, what he demanded from himself, the way he prepared for the game, what he was willing to sacrifice and give in the pursuit of winning. I think that's kind of his coat of arms.
When you look at what an athlete is supposed to be, that was him.
Hey, you wonder how far 16,000 yards or whatever that is? Watch this. If he were going up Mount Everest, he could go all the way up Mount Everest, then he could come back and go halfway up it again. Now that is a career.
Chase finally gets rid of it, gets the ball out to Payton. And Payton gets a Bear first down. So the final score, Washington 21, Chicago 17.
Here was his last moment that he would be seen in a uniform. And I think that there was some degree of wanting to do that by himself, reflective about what he had just accomplished in a great career.
He believed his duty was to play football. That was what he was put on this earth for. I believe in my heart that when God made a football player, he made my father.
But in the years gone by, no one amazed us with his grace, awed us with his talents, and inspired us with his spirit like the great Walter Payton.
He did have that superstar aura about him, and then he would break through that and be this regular guy. He wasn't some standard line. I mean, he was genuine.
He'd been the Chicago Bears for so many years.
If you stay there long enough, and these things will be etched in your mind and in your heart and soul.
When you were in his presence, you felt you were in front of royalty.
His name is at the top of the list. Trust me. Trust me, his name is at the top of the list.